been told since your very first day in the gym that the flat barbell bench is the king of chest exercises. If you want a massive chest, you have to bench big. It is the ultimate metric of strength, the first thing people ask you about, and the cornerstone of almost every muscle-building program in existence. But look around your local gym. How many guys do you see repping out 2, 3, or even 4 plates on the flat bench who still have flat, narrow, and unimpressive pecs? The truth is, the flat barbell bench press is likely the single biggest reason your chest growth has plateaued. It is a masterpiece of ego lifting, but a mediocre tool for hypertrophy. If you are tired of chasing a bigger number while your physique stays exactly the same, you need to understand why this movement is failing you and what you should be doing instead. By the end of this video, I'm going to reveal a specific 15-degree adjustment that will do more for your chest in 6 weeks than a decade of flat benching ever could. To understand why the flat bench is failing you, we have to look at the basic anatomy of the human body. Your chest, the pectoralis major, is designed to bring your arms across your body. That movement is called horizontal adduction. When you lie perfectly flat on a bench and grip a fixed steel bar, your range of motion is immediately compromised. The bar hits your chest before your pectoral fibers can reach a full, deep stretch. Even worse, because the bar is a solid object, your hands are locked in a fixed position. They cannot move toward the midline of your body at the top of the movement. This means you are missing out on the peak contraction that actually triggers muscle growth. You are essentially performing a mid-range movement that relies heavily on your front deltoids and your triceps to move the weight from point A to point B. This brings us to the ego trap. The flat barbell bench press is unique because it allows you to move the most weight possible. Because of the limited range of motion and the massive involvement of your secondary muscles, you can load that bar up and feel like a beast. But moving heavy weight is not the same thing as stimulating muscle fibers. In fact, for many lifters, the heavier the flat bench gets, the more the chest actually checks out of the movement. Your body is a survival machine, not a muscle-building machine. When you put a crushing weight over your rib cage, your brain doesn't care about your pec development. It cares about not dying. To survive the lift, it recruits the stronger, more mechanically advantaged shoulders and triceps to take over. You walk away with a big ego and a sore set of front delts, while your chest remains virtually untouched.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Every legendary bodybuilder from Arnold to Ronnie Coleman benched flat. If it worked for them, why wouldn't it work for you? You have to remember that these individuals are genetic outliers with structural advantages, usually short arms and deep rib cages, that make the flat bench much more effective for them than for the average person. For the rest of us, the long-armed or the narrow-chested, the flat bench is a recipe for shoulder impingement and a stubborn, small chest. We need to stop lifting for the applause of the gym and start lifting for the tension in the muscle. Think about the last time you felt a truly deep, painful stretch in your pecs during a workout. If you're only benching flat, you probably haven't felt that in a long time. Scientific research into hypertrophy has recently highlighted the importance of stretch-mediated hypertrophy. This is the idea that muscles grow most effectively when they are challenged at their longest lengths. On a flat barbell bench, you're stopping several inches short of that maximum stretch because the bar physically cannot go through your chest. This is why dumbbells are almost always superior for chest growth. With dumbbells, your hands can descend lower than your torso, putting the pectoralis into a deep, vulnerable, and growth-inducing stretch. Furthermore, as you push the dumbbells up, you can bring them together at the top, completing that horizontal adduction that the barbell denies you. But we can take this a step further. If the flat bench is the ego lift, the incline press is the builder's lift. Most people have an overdeveloped lower chest and a non-existent upper chest, creating a droopy look rather than a powerful plate armor aesthetic. The upper chest, or the clavicular head of the pecs, is notoriously difficult to grow, and it gets almost no meaningful stimulation from flat pressing. By shifting your focus to an incline, you are targeting the area that actually creates the visual illusion of a massive chest. However, most people do the incline press wrong too. They set the bench to a 45-degree angle, which turns the movement into a glorified shoulder press. Here is the secret I promised you earlier: the 15-degree slight incline. If you find a bench that allows for a small adjustment, or if you prop up a flat bench with a couple of weight plates under the head end, you create a slight angle. This 15 to 30 degree incline is the sweet spot. It maximizes the recruitment of the upper chest fibers while still allowing you to move heavy loads, all without letting the front delts take over the movement. It provides a better line of pull for the muscle fibers and allows for a deeper stretch than a flat bench ever could. When you combine this slight incline with dumbbells, you are finally giving your chest the mechanical stimulus it has been craving for years. Now let's talk about the forgotten king of chest exercises, the weighted dip. If you look at the physiques of high-level gymnasts, they have incredible chest development and they almost never touch a barbell. The dip allows for an even greater range of motion and a more natural movement pattern for the shoulder joint than the flat bench. When you lean forward during a dip, you're hitting the sternal head of the pec with incredible intensity. It's essentially a decline movement, but with a much higher degree of freedom. If you can master the weighted dip with a deep stretch at the bottom, you will build a thick, wide chest that the flat bench could never produce. So why is it so hard to stop flat benching? It's purely psychological. We're addicted to the numbers. We want to be able to tell people we bench 225 or 315. But you have to ask yourself, are you a power lifter or are you a bodybuilder? If you're a power lifter, keep benching flat. It's a competition lift, and you have to be good at it. But if your goal is to look better in a t-shirt, to have pecs that pop, and to maintain healthy shoulders for the next 20 years, you have to let the ego go. You have to be okay with moving less weight on a dumbbell incline press or a set of dips because you know that weight is actually going where it belongs. If you want to see immediate results, try this for the next 8 weeks. Remove the flat barbell bench press from your routine entirely. I know it sounds like heresy, but replace it with a slight incline dumbbell press as your primary mover. Focus on a 4-second eccentric, that's the way down, and a 1-second pause at the very bottom to maximize that stretch-mediated hypertrophy. Follow that up with weighted dips, leaning your torso forward to keep the tension on the pecs. Finish your workout with a cable fly variation where you can actually cross your hands over one another to get that peak contraction that is impossible with a bar.
Within a month, you'll notice something strange. Your chest will feel fuller. You'll have a pump that actually lasts. And surprisingly, your shoulders will start to feel better. Many lifters find that their chronic bench press shoulder pain disappears the moment they stop forcing their joints into the unnatural fixed position of the flat barbell press. You aren't just building a bigger chest, you're building a more functional, resilient body. Pattern interrupts are vital in your training, just as they are in your thinking. Don't be the guy who does the same 3 sets of 10 on the flat bench for 5 years straight while wondering why his physique hasn't changed since high school. Growth requires change. It requires the humility to admit that the most popular exercise in the world might not be the most effective one for you. You have to be willing to be the person in the gym doing the weird 15-degree incline or the deep stretch dips while everyone else is bouncing the bar off their sternum on the flat bench. Let the others chase the numbers. You chase the fibers. Focus on the internal sensation of the muscles stretching and contracting. Use weights that you can control rather than weights that control you. When you stop lifting with your ego, you finally give your muscles the room they need to grow. The flat bench is a tool, but it is a blunt one. It's time to start using a scalpel. If you found this perspective helpful and you're ready to stop wasting time on ego lifts that don't produce results, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are breaking down the science of hypertrophy every week to help you train smarter, not just harder. Drop a comment below and let me know, what exercise did you swap out that finally triggered your growth? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.